Hello and a warm welcome to each and every one of you. A warm welcome to those who are returning to my channel, and also a warm welcome to those who are new to my channel. For those who are new, I am entirely hand the whole video, the event of videoing over to Spirit, and that is my my soul, a direct link with my soul, who is very much in tune with Source and the collective and the osmosis effect of that. And as this is a collective reading for each and every one of you, it comes purely from your own need to know thoughts that are channeled from your soul into Source through the collective, and then will trickle down through and into these readings. That's how it works. And I extract my own personal self to be able to allow the channeling to come through. But before I begin, just a minute, excuse me, take a drink of water. Oh, that's better. Sorry about that. Before I begin, they are wanting me to speak out about the fact that I've had it's quite often, a very heavy dictation first thing this morning, and the dictation is purely linked to the new course that I will be delivering, that they have spoken out to me that it needs to come about, which has been going back for many, many decades in this particular lifetime. And it's my purpose for being here, and it will overflow into my books and the films. And they've now actually given me a date when those are going to go ahead. But before we can go down there, it is I am being made very much aware that this course is going to be made available for you. One of the bonuses that will help you is the fact that by travelling through the course, and it may seem a little bit unusual to the normal courses that are out there, it will actually enable, by resetting certain energetics before you get to the DNA within your physical body, you will actually be protecting yourself from 5G and also much higher levels of radiation than the 5G. It is also, it includes a simple test to ensure that you are actually, your body is locked into this protection. So you can actually have a physical test on your loved ones for those who also go through this entire sequence of events that I will be presenting with you through the course, and you will be able to then carry out a very simple physical test to make sure that everything has been reset in the right manner. But I will leave that for those of you who will sign up on the course. The course is only going to be available through the being signed up to the Etmir News, the newsletter, and from there on is a free letter. So do go ahead. The details are below, and from the newsletter, eventually we will make it known when the courses are going to begin. They will be a fee-paying course because you have a lot of free stuff being put out through the card readings, the daily card readings, the weekly card reading as well, and also the newsletter itself. So just to give you a heads up on that one, the whole of this situation is going to have to be paid for, the running of the channel, of which there's always donations gratefully received, and I'm terribly thankful to enable to be able to continue on that score. but also to assist in getting the books out into the world. And this is going to be a very healing energetic that is wrapped up in the deliverance of these books, the films, even though they may seem very light-hearted fantasy, going into science fiction. It has a very powerful message and symbolism that will release a massive healing upon humanity, like a reversal of all that's gone out there. So they're saying I have said enough of that. Okay. They've gone silent. Okay, so we will break away from those energies if we can, please. And we will start again with the cards. This is the cards being used are the Gateway Oracle, and which has been chosen by Spirit to be able to enhance your journey. And the overall reading literally overlaps and continues along the 5 days. So there may be part of the message that turns up on the 5th day, because we use the same cards throughout the entire week. This is what has been requested for your readings. So they are all interlaced with each other, and so there may be an answer that you didn't know that you were needed an answer to at the beginning, but you may not know what the question is until you you reach the end of this week's cycle, and then the following week we start a new story, a new chapter, and a different set of cards. Right, they are saying we are ready. Oh, it's a very small split. Gosh, almost without notice. Right, we are ready to begin, and let's see where we are going to go with this. And we have here the first card of the day is trusting your intuition. My life is truly guided. And we have the autumn leaves. Some part of the world it's known as the fall. Here in the UK we refer to it as autumn. And there is a keyhole, and your intuition holds the key to your ongoing journey. This is a journey of the heart. Follow the vibration of the inner heart. And with all this scenario, lockdown in many, many countries, not all countries, we have the opportunity for you to actually connect much more deeper with your heart. Your heart is your inner guidance, your inner sat-nav, and it's going to be an emotional journey, hence the trip by river. It looks more like a river than a road. However, we do have the road going up over a hill, so I'm assuming this is only starting out with the energies of emotions. And you'll find that in your stepping out from this lockdown, and this is going to vibrate right across the planet, and it's different time for actually stepping out from lockdown. Here in Scotland, we are behind those who are allowed to step out in England, part of the UK. So even within the one country, there are certain areas that are allowing the stepping out at different time ratios to other sections of where we are at. And whenever this comes about with you, and it is imminent, it's starting to free up, and the object, the thinking behind this is by allowing it to be limited area by area. It's not going to be quite so overwhelming with the emotions, which is why they're showing me the river, the emotions of everybody absolutely going mental at the state of freedom. Be wise, be discerning, but first of all, understand who you are. Are you ready to travel out on your new pathway? And this can be traveling in a metaphysical state by being within, or it can be a physical state. It is a travel, whichever way you look at it, and it's going to, they're using the word behest. I don't fully understand what behest means, but it fits somewhere within I just give what comes through. The journey that's ahead of you. So we are looking at a rebuilding of the structures within your life, your wisdom. And you have had time to go within, to find and trust your tuition. And now you can understand what was not worthy of you, what belonged to the more dense world, society, the governments, that sort of thing, that was not resonating with your heart. And we're not talking about protesting. That is for those who are still locked in the third dimension. If they want to protest, it's the antagonist. Wherever you get the one side, chaos will create the other side to do battle within. And it's the battle that provides the fear and the feeding that they encompass within their own energetic fields. This is what they need. They are lesser entities, lesser beings that are actually feeding off the fear, and we have quite a strong contingency, is the word, building up to fight the opposition. Now, I'm not saying that it's right or wrong. It's where your soul, your intuition is guiding you into. So you may have work to do to remain on the third dimensional place. For those of you who are working with the more powerful energies of coming through the fourth day, which is the holding. We have been in the fourth dimension, many of us, within the lockdown. And within this energy, you can actually see that you are neither one nor the other. In some places, it's like being stuck, as they say, in the birthing canal. That's not my words. That comes from another very wise being. But what you need to understand is that with the lockdown coming to an end and the freeing up of the movements of people and the being able to be let out of the cage into the wilderness of life, that you have a choice to make, and your intuition, by linking into your heart, will take you into the fifth dimension. And the energies that we are holding here at the as an Etmir is of the sixth dimension at this moment. We are much higher beings, but we are required to the sixth dimension in order to be able to still be visible to the lesser realms. The gateway will close, and we will, of the higher vibration, will fade from actual being able to see from those of a lesser degree. The veil at the moment is very, very thin. We can choose our timelines of our future reality. And when we move away from this scenario at the moment, and the veil actually becomes thicker, we can less see. It's when the unicorn's horn is there to be able to pierce the veil in order to be able to have clear seeing. And this may not be an internal recognition, it's an external understanding that all is not well within your world, your outer world, and you need to trust your inner world, to your intuition, to unlock your future direction. This is a very, very powerful, very important time for you. Do not step out into the world and go absolutely crazy. They're saying little fairy steps. Just one step at a time. You take a step, you pause, you look at your heart, and you think, right, yes, everything is good. I will now take the next step. And then you pause and you look to where you are going, where you are at in that moment. And by a series of steps, your intuition will take you on the right path towards the goal represented in this particular case, the mountains, the horizon that you are aiming for. And these stand as your lofty ideals. What's your thoughts? What are your dreams? And these are, in this case, I am being told, is represented by the mountains, heading out for the mountains. And it could be a new business venture. It could be stepping out within your community. It could be also relocating to another community. And we will go to the next one. Wherever you are taken, you will eventually, even for those of you who leave scenarios behind and just go out into the greater world to find a location that's more appropriate for your new energies, because there are so many people who are actually finding that they can no longer live amongst beings of such a low density. And this has come to me in many, many conversations. I'm in touch with many, many people, and we have these conversations that they are looking, when the shutdown comes, to move on. And we have those right across the world. This scenario is happening with many, many countries. I am getting the same scenario. We are ready to move to find where our tribe is at. However, do take into consideration that your tribe that you may be searching for may be an online tribe and has not yet come together in a final destination. Okay, they said stop there and go on to the next card, which is taking action. I enthusiastically embrace life's boundless possibilities. Now, this is interesting because these two cards, if I remember rightly, have not appeared in any of the previous days' readings of this week. So it's like we are by stepping into today's and on waking, that we've actually turned a corner and we are in a new vibrational way of being. And by trusting your intuition and by looking at the autumn, the falling of the leaves, anything that's no longer wanting to remain within your energetic field, you are now being guided by taking little fairy steps into taking action, strides. You now know what is suitable. You've tested the waters, having stepped out into the world after the lockdown, and you are now focused on getting to the mountains, your lofty dreams, your thoughts that you have been preparing during your internal time. Now, understand that we are also going through planetary retrogrades, and at the moment we have going on and about to step into 6 planets that are retrograde. We only had 5 last year, so we have an extra one that's gone retrograde this year. And what does that mean? That means that a planet appears, although it doesn't actually happen, to go in reverse. It's because it goes around the back of Mother Earth. And so as we look at in the night sky, that they actually are looking as though they are going reverse. It's not. It's just the way that we are in. And they will often transferred back into a previous zodiac sign from where they have come. Different energies, and they often cross borders back and forwards. And what is actually happening is the fact that in your trusting of your intuition, you may find that you are going back over old ground. This will pass. This will pass. And it is essential for you to make sure as you step out into the world that you have closed the door on the Piscean age. The whole of this 2020 is a year to make sure that you have shut or are going to shut doors firmly on the old Piscean age, the third dimensional way of being, to step out of the fourth dimensional way of being and to move swiftly into a better existence, a better living standards here on earth. And when I say better living standards, that can mean all sorts of people, things to all sorts of people. And we can be looking at spending more time with your loved ones. It can be mean that you are following your soul, your intuition, to take action into your new business, or to enhance what it is that you have already been doing, but you may need to be taking a new direction with the creativity and the mastery that you already hold within. This is not a time for the fearful. Fearless is what they're actually saying. You need to be fearless in taking action. You probably don't know what the end game is, where you are fully, that doesn't matter. Your intuition knows, your soul knows what what's going to be like when you reach the mountains. However, trust your intuition is paramount, and literally to begin. No fear, step out, do what it is you need to do. It is not the same world that you left, but with the retrograde, there are certain doors that may have to be shut. And this will go on right the way through, maybe even to the end of this year, ready to prepare yourself to step into 2021. And we will be finally and fully and with great relief away from the Piscean age. And we will go over into the Divine Directions cards just to finish off this reading for today. They always surprise me, the sheer power that absolutely pulsates through for you. This is a reflection of your own power that you are now finding and delighting in. Nobody can misdirect you, only if you allow them to do so. If your inner child is fearful, listen, don't go there, back off. Maybe people, maybe places. You will know what action to take. And they're just saying take one from the top, which I will do so. So we have here time. The universe is helping you. Look for synchronistic events around you. And this is very, very important, because as you step out into this often bewildering new world, look for the signs and smile within, and you will know that it's your universe that you have called in, your soul, to say, hey, I'm with you. And it may be a meeting with a person, it may just be a sign on a poster saying welcome. You know that you are welcome in that particular place. Or if it is saying goodbye, you know not to go in there. It is your old energy, your old world. So you will know from the synchronistic events around you and the doors will open up to embracing you, and it will recognize your newfound energy, your heartfelt energy. And the world will seem a different place. Not trusting, you will still feel as though you're in the fall, in the autumn. And this is also related to the poverty of the experience. Stay with your intuition and your inner child, and you will experience the height of summer and abundance. I will leave that one with you for today. I hope it's been helpful. I absolutely never know what cards we've got. That's out of my hands, and also the what is spoken of. I am going to step away from this now, and for those who wish to follow this day's energies, please, it will be on my YouTube channel only, and that's Etmir Balance Beyond Time. So for those who are departing, may your heart star shine brightly. And for those who are coming over, pleased to greet you again with the remainder of the reading.